All right, so if we were going to start taking this test tomorrow, what is one of the first things that you could do that might help you before you start taking the test? Ashley, do a quick memory dump. Now, there's honestly 3 major things that we covered in genetics. What are the 3 major things that we covered in genetics? Kinsley, what's one of them? Inherited traits. What's the second one? Acquired traits. And then last, learned behaviors. Give me a quick, brief definition for inherited traits.
Eye color.
That's examples, yeah. Eye color.
Hair color.
Hair color. Could be fur color in the case of an animal. Well, you give me examples and we'll do a definition too. Sure, definition.
A gene that is
Passed down from who? Who passes the genes down? Parents to offspring. I like the way the class used that term, which is the kids. Okay? We've said hair color, eye color. Other examples? We're just going to do earlobes. We'll remember attached and unattached. We've done that. What other things did you do when you did your thingly?
The dimples.
Dimples. What else did you do when you talked about your inherited traits on your thingly? Freckles. What else did you talk about? Any kind of birthmark. All right, we'll stop there. Let's talk a little bit about acquired traits. What are acquired traits? What's my definition?
Something that you learn how to do after you were born.
Learn. Something that you learned to be learned, right? What's acquired?
Like you got it after birth.
Something you get after birth, like from the environment. What are some examples of acquired traits? A scar. That's something you got from somewhere in the environment. Another one. Yeah, like any kind of earrings or any kind of piercings. Yeah. Other ones. Other ones. Yeah, if you dye your hair, whoops, D-I-E. If you cut or style your hair, those are all acquired.
Shoe size.
Types of shoes. Clothes, shoes. Any kind of style type things. Those are all acquired. You can acquire your muscle size from working out. Although some of that we talked about that really kind of blends over here. Getting faster at running. Again, some of that is inherited, but some of that's also acquired. Now let's talk about learn. And she said the easiest thing, something that you something you learn. Examples of learned. Any sports. Other ideas.
Drawing.
Draw. Other ones.
Like in the video, the dog learned how to protect the sheep.
The dog learning things. So dogs can learn things. They have to sit, speak, do certain things around the house, certain chores. Any of the roar behaviors. If anybody ever watches this video other than a student at Friendship, they'll wonder what that is. Reading, writing, skateboard. Okay, so you guys know what that means. Now let's go through the test real quick. You guys ready?
Yeah. Yep.
Here is a young animal right here. And our question is, which animal is most likely the parent? And I've got A, B, and let's not forget this lonely guy over here on the other page, C. Now, I don't think this is a difficult question. What do you think the best answer is, Ashley? But tell me why. I agree with you. This is the answer, but why? What about that dog and the one we saw? It has spots. Fur color. All of those things are what? Fur color, eye color, spots are all inherited traits. You would expect this guy to look like his parents. Question 2. Kara's 3 sisters have black hair just like their mom. What, be careful with these, most likely explains why Kara has brown hair? Before I even look at the answers, what are some reasons that Kara might have brown hair when her sisters have different color hair and her mom has the black hair?
Because the dad might have
The dad might have it. That's a great possibility. And if I look here, the first choice is right here. Maybe that is the answer, but I want to read all of them. Is it because she's older?
No.
That has nothing to do with it. Is it because she's younger?
No.
That has nothing to do with it. Is it because the mom prefers brown hair? Does it matter what your parents prefer? No, because I can look around my room and other rooms, and I bet you our parents would have preferred that we don't have glasses, those of us in here that have them. Our parents probably wanted us to have better eyesight, but can they pick that? No, if your mom and dad have bad eyesight, I got good news for you. You'll be wearing glasses as well, more than likely.
But unless Kara's mom died.
Here we go. Which trait does a puppy, what's the key word?
Puppy.
No.
Inherited.
Inherits. Now, I left this over from the last class, and this is what we put in our notes. Eye color, fur color, eyesight, certain patterns and size are all inherited traits. That's what we wrote on our memory dump, right? Let's look at what trait does a puppy inherit. The fur color and pattern. Sure sounds like the best answer. I like that one. Obedience to command.
No.
Those are learned.
Learn.
Food brand preference.
No.
That's acquired. Taste. Affection for a specific home.
No.
Probably more learned than anything else. Your best answer?
Yes.
Hey. Which trait? Which is a trait a human most directly inherits? Eye color, musical taste, career choice, or interest in reading. We all listed what as inherited traits?
Eye color.
That's one of the first ones we go to, isn't it?
Yep.
What best explains why children do not look identical to their mothers? Now, I know that the answer is what before I go in there? Why don't I look just like my mom? I'm looking at one student. You have mother and father. Now, this happened in the other class. The kid said, hey, fathers, and this is the answer. Now, I did this in red, so you know I'm doing it wrong on purpose. What did they not read in that answer? Aiden. They inherit all. That's what makes that question wrong. Although I understand why they were going for fathers, do you understand why that answer is wrong? That's not the answer. They inherit all of their characteristics from their grandparents. No, you inherit some. They inherit some of their characteristics from their brothers and sisters. No. They inherit some of their characteristics from their mother and some from their father. That's exactly what he just said. Do you understand how they could trick you into A?
Yes.
Don't do that. Take your time and you'll be fine on this test. Number 6. That's kind of a weird question, isn't it? It's not like I covered reptiles. But you guys have enough schema when we went through ecosystems. You know enough about reptiles.
Yes.
What characteristic do they all share? Carter. They all have scaly skin. Can I put a question like that on there?
Yes.
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 What characteristics do all birds share? It could be feathers. It could be they all lay eggs. It could be that they all have beaks. Right? I mean, I could put that. You should be able to answer that without us like directly covering it in class. Now, I love this question because every class has gotten it wrong so far. A dog with naturally long fur is shaved by her owner. She then becomes pregnant, and the father has long fur. What will most likely be true about the offspring's fur? Gilberto, what do you think? Shave the mom. She has a baby with a long-furred dad. What type of fur would the baby have? No fur, long fur, short fur, or medium fur? Give him a second. All right, now I'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on here. That they chose D. I want you to think through this question. I know that D is wrong, but let's talk about why. What happened when they shaved the mother? What did they do to the mom? What kind of trait was that when they shaved her fur? Acquired. Now, let's just say I take Whit and give him like 800 tattoos. When he has kids, are his kids going to have tattoos?
No.
No, because that is an acquired trait. I look at a lot of us around the room, and we'll take Carter. Carter combs his hair a certain way. Is his baby going to come out with a hair combed like that?
No.
Probably. No, not really. Maybe though, right? No, seriously, be honest though. Is it? No, because that is acquired. When they shaved that dog's fur, that was acquired. Do you inherit acquired traits?
No.
What did the mom have to begin with?
Long.
Naturally long fur. What did the dad have? Long fur. What do you think the baby's going to have?
Long fur.
Long fur. Be very careful. All right, I'm going to show you how another class missed this. I want you to listen to what I say and listen to my answer. Which characteristic would a child inherit from one or both of its parents? You inherit freckles. The
Oh, no. It says
Whoa,
not.
whoa, whoa! I want everybody to watch the video. What did I miss? What word that's very important did I miss, Natalie?
No.
Which characteristic would a child not inherit? Well, you know they would inherit freckles. Can you inherit hairstyle?
No.
We just talked about that. You can inherit eye color. You can inherit dimples. We listed all of those on our characteristics of inherited on our memory dump, right? Yeah. Are you starting to see how my expectation of this test is fairly high? You guys can do this if you slow down tomorrow. What best explains why kids resemble their parents? Is it because they eat the same foods?
No.
They have similar DNA. What is DNA?
It's like the
Jake.
isn't it like genes put together?
It's like what genes are made of. And that's the things that tell your body what your hair is going to look like, how big you're going to be, what color your skin is, what color your hair is, what color your eyes are exactly. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a maybe. Is it because they speak the same language? No. Is it because they have the same interests? No. B. Again, if you get stuck on that one tomorrow, just remember me. I speak the same language that my mom does. I eat the same foods that my mom does, and she and I have some very similar interests. I look nothing like her because my biological mom is the one that passed the DNA to me. Do you understand the difference there? Big difference. What best explains why animals look like their parents? I've got 3 words here. Inherited, adapted, similar to acquired, and learned. What does inherited mean? Scotty. Passed from parents. What does adapted or acquired mean? Get it from the environment after birth, and learned are things that you
Learn.
What is the reason why animals look like their parents? It's inherited traits, right? Very easy to solve. All right, now, I put this one on here, and this is the one that made me, honestly just want to leave the whole, teaching realm.